It's Monday, November 17th, 2025, and I'm Dave Sobel. 4 things to know today. IT budgets and hiring are rising fast, but modernization is lagging. AI is reshaping job roles faster than enterprises can govern it. VMware's disruption is forcing customers into multi-year infrastructure overhauls. And OpenAI's new SMB partnership signals a shift in who gets to influence AI adoption. Each of these points to the same pressure and opportunity for IT service providers. This is the business of tech. According to the 2026 State of IT report previewed by Spiceworks, computer and IT occupations are projected to grow by 9% from 2024 to 2034, significantly outpacing the 3% growth expected for all jobs. This positive trend comes despite concerns about artificial intelligence potentially replacing human roles in tech, particularly in coding. The report reveals that cybersecurity skills are critical, with 92% of IT professionals emphasizing their importance amidst rising AI initiatives. Additionally, IT budgets are set to increase by 11% year-on-year, with 55% of organizations planning to allocate more funds to IT, driven largely by a heightened focus on cybersecurity. 74% of IT leaders anticipate an increase in budgets for 2026, yet over half report insufficient internal resources to resolve issues promptly or foster innovation. This insight comes from the 2026 Data Infrastructure Survey report conducted by DataStrike, which surveyed 280 IT leaders to identify the primary challenges facing IT teams in the upcoming year. The report reveals that 60% of organizations are now relying on managed service providers to oversee their data infrastructure, a significant rise from previous years. Rob Brown, president and COO of DataStrike, noted that IT teams are shifting their focus from merely adopting cloud technology to optimizing existing systems and developing robust data strategies, essential for capitalizing on artificial intelligence investments. Additionally, the survey highlighted the ongoing struggle with modernization and technical debt, with 46% of respondents identifying legacy system upgrades as a major hurdle for 2026. IT spending in Europe is projected to rise by 11% next year, reaching $1.4 trillion, driven by a growing demand for cloud sovereignty, according to Gartner. This growth follows an increase of 11.6% over the past year, with investments in generative AI models expected to surge by 78% as organizations prioritize advancements in AI, cloud services, and cybersecurity. A recent survey revealed that 61% of chief information officers in Western Europe are looking to boost their reliance on local cloud providers, with 53% citing geopolitical factors as a reason to limit their use of global services. John David Lovelock, a distinguished vice president analyst at Gartner, noted that the European economy's unique challenges, including slow GDP recovery and global trade uncertainties, are prompting businesses to seek local technological solutions. And at IT Nation Connect 2025, the urgent need for managed service providers to prioritize customer-centric strategies and embrace automation was a theme. With 79% of small and medium-sized businesses planning to utilize agents within 12 to 18 months, according to Microsoft, the emphasis on effective data management and real task automation is becoming critical. During the conference, ConnectWise reported that organic managed services growth has stabilized at around 10.6%, following a dip to 2% in late 2022. Attendees were encouraged to reinvest about 14% of their gross margin in marketing efforts to drive growth further. Why do we care? Every signal says demand for IT is going up. Budgets are growing, AI investments are exploding, and internal teams can't cover the gap. But none of that automatically turns into growth for MSPs unless you evolve what you actually deliver. Customers don't need another vendor to manage tickets and patch servers. They need someone to help them untangle 10 years of technical debt so that they can actually use AI. They need data strategy, automation, sovereignty choices, and real modernization plans. And they need it because their internal teams are overwhelmed. That's where the opportunity is. And look at the ConnectWise messaging: customer centricity, automation, and reinvesting in growth. This is the market telling MSPs to get serious about strategy, not just operations. Because the companies that do will win the modernization budgets. The ones that don't will be stuck maintaining outdated systems while the strategic spend goes somewhere else. So why do we care? Because the money is shifting toward modernization, data, and automation. And MSPs are perfectly positioned to lead that shift if they decide to. This is the moment to step up, not coast on legacy services. The market is handing providers a real opportunity, but only if you move beyond support and into outcomes. Here's a truth I learned in my MSP. Every network assessment is a chance to win business, if you know how to frame it. That's where Auvic's free network assessment guide comes in. It's step-by-step, practical, and it shows you exactly how to walk into a client site, map the environment, highlight the quick wins, flag the risks that only you could solve. It's not theory, it's a playbook you can take to your very next prospect and look like the smartest person in the room. And let's be real, back when I was running networks, I wish I had something this clean and structured. It would have saved me the time, made me money, and given me a leg up in every sales conversation. Get the guide free today at try.auvic.com/Dave-guide and see how it changes the way you pitch assessments. In October 2025, job postings for technology roles increased by 5.3% month over month, with nearly 500,000 open positions reported, according to CompTIA. This surge included 217,238 net new postings, marking a 3.8% rise from September. Tim Herbert, CompTIA's chief research officer, noted that this growth is a positive sign amid economic uncertainty, highlighting the complex dynamics of the tech workforce despite recent layoffs from major firms like IBM and Accenture. Additionally, there is a marked increase in demand for artificial intelligence roles, with postings for cloud infrastructure architects nearly doubling year over year. Recent research from Gartner indicates that while artificial intelligence will not lead to a jobs apocalypse, it will significantly reshape the workforce, requiring millions to upskill. From 2028 onwards, approximately 32 million jobs each year are expected to be reconfigured or redesigned, with around 150,000 workers needing daily upskilling to adapt to new roles. One of the distinguished VP analysts at Gartner emphasized the importance of clear communication from business leaders to help workers understand the opportunities that AI presents, rather than focusing solely on the disruption it causes. However, the report warns that certain industries, particularly financial services and public sectors, may see a net loss in jobs, leading to skills shortages as new job structures emerge. A recent report by Atera reveals that 63% of IT leaders have seen their roles evolve due to advancements in artificial intelligence. The study, conducted by Consensus-wide and based on responses from over 1,000 CIOs and IT VPs in the U.S., indicates a significant shift in the CIO's mandate towards driving business value rather than merely supporting IT functions. Notably, 49% of respondents identified the need to shape strategy and translate AI into growth as a top priority. However, the report also highlights challenges in integrating AI, with only 12% of IT leaders stating that AI ownership within their organization is clearly defined. Furthermore, 67% expressed difficulty managing cross-functional AI initiatives while maintaining core operations. Atera emphasizes the importance of clarity and coordination in AI projects to avoid fragmented oversight and ensure successful implementation. Why do we care? AI isn't killing jobs, it's blowing up job descriptions, and organizations are nowhere near ready for that. Everyone wants cloud architects and AI talent, but almost nobody can define who owns AI internally. CIOs are being told to drive business strategy, manage AI programs, and still keep the lights on. It's not sustainable, and customers know it. This is where IT service providers have a massive opening. The market doesn't need more AI features. It needs someone to bring order to the chaos, someone to define ownership, to coordinate projects between departments, to translate AI from hype into actual business value. And that's a gap MSPs are perfectly positioned to fill, if they move. But here's the risk. If you stay focused on traditional infrastructure work, you're gonna get sidelined. The organizations that figure out AI strategy will control the budgets. The ones that don't will still need help, but they'll need help with governance, not just support tickets. So the takeaway? Step into the role of AI translator. Be the one who brings structure to these initiatives. Because with millions of jobs being reconfigured each year, customers aren't looking for someone to keep systems running. They're looking for someone to help them navigate the shift. And that's an opportunity MSPs can't afford to miss. The server virtualization market is undergoing significant disruption following Broadcom's acquisition of VMware, which dominated the sector with over 96% of revenue as of 2024. According to Gartner, concerns regarding increased cost, support quality, and product changes have prompted many VMware customers to seek alternatives. Gartner advises organizations to develop an exit strategy from their current virtualization vendors and explore other platforms that can support modern infrastructure needs. While most companies may not switch platforms until 2027, migration processes are expected to accelerate through 2026, presenting an opportunity for businesses to modernize and reduce technical debt. According to the latest report from the International Data Corporation, the tablet market is experiencing a notable decline, with shipments dropping to 38 million units in the third quarter of 2025, marking a 4.4% decrease year over year. This downturn follows a period of heightened activity characterized by product refreshes and a replacement cycle, indicating a shift towards stable, value-driven growth in the market. While minor vendors struggled with excess inventory and saw their combined shipments decline significantly from 11.2 million to 8.3 million, major players like Apple and Lenovo continued to thrive. Apple, for instance, reported a 5.2% year-over-year growth, shipping 13.2 million tablets, driven largely by strong sales of its basic iPad model. Lenovo also recorded a commendable 22.6% increase in shipments. Meanwhile, Samsung faced challenges, experiencing a slight decline in sales of its A-series tablets. The report highlights a transition from pandemic-driven demand to a more measured approach, emphasizing the need for innovation in features and technology to sustain consumer engagement. Why do we care? VMware's dominance created a kind of gravitational pull. Customers didn't think about virtualization platforms. That is now over. When Gartner tells organizations to build an exit plan, that's not subtle. That's the industry saying, look, you're going to change platforms whether you want to or not, so make the most of it. And that should be a flashing green light for MSPs. This isn't about swapping hypervisors. It's about getting invited into bigger conversations around architecture, cloud alignment, and cleaning up technical debt that's been sitting untouched for years. But there's also a trap here. If you just run and lift and shift, you're missing the chance to reset the whole environment. And customers will try to cheap out. They always do, which is how we end up recreating the same mess under a new license model. The value for IT providers is in steering them towards modernization, not just migration. And the tablet market? That's a reminder that commodity hardware isn't where the margin is. Devices are settling back into predictable refresh cycles. Great, use that to standardize fleets and reduce noise, but don't kid yourself that tablets are a growth engine. Both stories point in the same direction. The real opportunity is higher up the stack in governance, automation, modernization, and business outcomes. If you step into that role now, the VMware shakeup becomes a catalyst instead of a headache. If you don't, you end up being the person swapping licensing keys while someone else does the strategic work. OpenAI has partnered with SearchKings, a Toronto-based digital marketing firm, to provide ChatGPT services to small and medium-sized businesses. This collaboration aims to help these businesses effectively integrate artificial intelligence into their operations, particularly in the home services sector, addressing the challenges many face in adapting to AI technologies. According to Ben Tyson, Senior Partner Enablement Manager at OpenAI, the partnership leverages SearchKings' deep understanding of the SMB market to offer tailored solutions that enhance operational efficiency and customer service. Matthew Glickman, co-founder and COO of SearchKings, emphasized the importance of guided implementation for business owners, ensuring that they can compete by utilizing AI capabilities previously accessible only to larger enterprises. The program is set to launch in the coming weeks, providing SMBs with priority access to essential tools and training. Why do we care? So here's the part that matters. OpenAI just signaled who they think is going to bring AI to small businesses, and it wasn't MSPs. Their first partner is a marketing agency. That tells you exactly where their head is. They're chasing fast adoption, not long-term operational stability. And that should make every IT services company sit up. Because if AI starts entering your customers' businesses through marketing vendors or automation consultants, you're going to inherit a mess. Unsecured prompts, shadow AI workflows, random tools wired into core systems, the whole thing. Not because anyone is trying to cause trouble, but because they're not thinking about governance or risk. They're thinking about leads and quick wins. And the announcement itself, it's all gloss. No standards, no certification, no partner economics. It gives you no clue whether OpenAI is building a real channel or just experimenting. And that uncertainty is the point. You cannot wait for OpenAI to tell you what role you're gonna play. The takeaway is simple. If you want to own the AI conversation with your customers, you need to move now. Build your AI readiness offering, lead with governance, and position yourself as the adult in the room. Because vendors are clearly staking out their territory, and if MSPs don't define what responsible adoption looks like, someone else will. Across all these stories today, there's one common thread. Customers aren't struggling with technology, they're struggling with organizational capacity. Budgets are growing, hiring is rising, VMware is forcing modernization, and AI roles are expanding faster than companies can even define ownership. The constraint isn't tools, it's structure. And that's the real opening for IT providers. The opportunity isn't in deploying platforms, it's in orchestrating the transformation, governance, modernization roadmaps, and cross-department alignment. Become the operating system for your customer's transformation, and you own the strategic spend, not just the support work. This episode is brought to you by Control Map. Growing MSPs are using Control Map to build recurring revenue by expanding their GRC services. Starting now, Control Map is offering a free plan for MSPs looking to get started with providing compliance as a service. Create a free account and run an assessment. Track key items like policies, risks, and evidence in one place. It's a practical way to prove value to a client before deciding to expand your compliance offering. Try Control Map for free today. Visit scalepad.com/Dave to get started. That's scalepad.com/Dave. Thanks for listening. Today is apparently National Unfriend Day, but I'm more into National Homemade Bread Day. Want more from the Business of Tech? Join Business of Tech Plus for ad-free episodes, early interviews, extended cuts, subscriber-only shows, and exclusive member perks and analysis. Sign up at businessof.tech/plus. And follow this show in your podcast app, and if you're on YouTube, hit subscribe and the bell so you never miss a story. Reviews and comments help spread the word too. Interested in advertising? Head to mspradio.com/engage. The Business of Tech is written and produced by me, Dave Sobel, under ethics guidelines posted at businessof.tech. Thanks for listening. I'll see you on the next episode.
Part of the MSP Radio Network.